Thank you for joining Jonathan and Julie D in the morning. Good morning, Julie.
Grand Rising, Jonathan. How are you?
It's a cold day out here in Arizona. For us, it's cold. It's 43 degrees.
Woo! That's chilly for Arizona. I think I'm warmer than you guys are at 62.
Wow. Yeah, out there in Kansas
Yeah,
City. Wow.
I
Hey,
know,
listen,
right?
I want to get right to a couple important broadcasts this morning. For those that weren't paying attention to the news, we had a little girl out in Boise, Idaho, ran over by an illegal alien. Most of your news networks refused to cover it. Um,
Mm.
or they, and the ones that did cover it were making it sound like it was an accidental death. But they kept failing to mention that this guy was an illegal alien wanted by Homeland Security. Um, so what we went ahead and did, I'm going to share that with the American people this morning. And this is one of the things that just keeps irritating the hell out of me is that all these different news channels out there do their best to hide this from the American people of what's really happening. And, again, this is why it's so important to get these guys the hell out of our country and
Hmm.
take control of what's happening around America. Um,
Right.
I do. So I want to get right to sharing that with the people. And let's see if I can get to the right one right off the bat. Okay.
This was in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, this was in Boise.
Wow.
And this just absolutely broke my heart. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with the people. Um, Matter of fact, before we read this, I'm going to go ahead and share a picture first.
Aw.
I mean, this little girl was a just looks like a real sweetheart,
Yeah, she
and
does.
you
Doggone
know,
it.
and sadly, like I said, most of the news networks refuse to even share the complete truth about her. I'll let you read that if you want, Julie.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Well, the little girl who was killed earlier this week in Boise by an illegal alien was identified as Maura Garrity. She was just 8 years old. Zero stories in the New York Times, zero stories in the Washington Post, zero stories in the Associated Press. You'll see thousands of stories in the mainstream media about the evils of President Trump's deportations, but not a single national outlet has covered the story of a family being separated forever by somebody who had no right to be in our country. Let's not let
Yeah,
Maura Garrity's story be forgotten. Share this article to raise awareness about the human cost of immigration policies and advocate for compassionate reform. Together, we can ensure that no more lives are lost to broken systems. This is
Yeah.
horrible. I mean, this
Yeah.
is unfortunately, this is a weekly deal, guys. This is happening and has
Yeah.
been and continues to happen until we can get everyone where they're supposed to be.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this news clip. This is right where they finally actually started. Boys actually admitted that this was an illegal alien, which it's like, why did it take so long for this to come out? God only knows.
Well, they're making
An
everything
update now to a deadly crash in Boise's North End. The Boise Police Department has identified the driver as Elvin Ramos Caballero. Investigators say he cooperated after the crash, but had an outstanding federal warrant with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement for failure to appear for a hearing. ICE took him into custody after BPD reached out over the warrant. BPD says the investigation is ongoing and there is no additional charges right now. Last night, police say he hit a young girl who was walking in the North End with his pickup truck. And tonight, there's a growing memorial where the crash happened. Neighbors are leaving flowers and ribbons at the intersection near Harrison Boulevard. Our Derica Kay joins us in studio now. And Derica, you spoke with people who live in the area. What are they saying?
Neighbors say speeding and congestion has been a long problem along Harrison Boulevard. Not only are they heartbroken, but they're calling for drivers to slow down in their community.
It's every parent's worst nightmare. This is our neighborhood.
Gretchen Rushbridge, a Boise mom, was devastated when she heard the news about her son's schoolmate at Washington Elementary passing away Tuesday night after being hit by a pickup truck.
He told me that he had just been playing with Mora basketball at recess earlier that day. And then to find out that she's not going to be there.
The community came together to create a memorial along Harrison Boulevard where the accident happened, leaving flowers and ribbons behind. And just like Gretchen, other community members are shocked.
I happened to be sitting in my window, my kitchen window, and I watched her walk by, and then several seconds later, she gets run over.
Thomas Kahn has been living in the North End for over 15 years. He says speeding and traffic has been an ongoing issue on Harrison Boulevard.
So you see, they're all talking about the speeding and the traffic out there. What
Yes,
irritates
yeah,
the hell out of me is nobody's
right.
talking about the fact that the guy was an illegal alien.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
they make this
And
out to be. This is enough just to raise my blood pressure every time I watch this story. It's
yeah,
heartbreaking. My heart reaches out to this family, um, having their little girl
absolutely.
never coming home for the rest of her life ended so tragically, Julie. And this is again a prime example of why we have to take control of this country. And these illegals that are here are coming in. Half of them can't even read. They
Hmm.
can't even understand what the road signs mean or anything else. But yet they're
Right.
given driver's licenses like
Oh, yeah.
Idaho did. Even Idaho was issuing them out driver's licenses.
Yeah, and
And
CDLs in addition. Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
insane.
and
Absolutely
yeah,
insane.
and just seeing this kind of crap right here, just again, this breaks my heart. And that actually made me teary eyed. Takes a lot to get this man a little teary eyed, but
Mhm.
that just makes me think of my own grandchildren.
Well, of
And
course.
different things. This could happen to any one of us.
Yep,
And just the amount of illegals that are driving, even the semis out there that's been killing people left and right, plowing right through cars right on the interstate. We've shared some of those broadcasts,
right.
and and they're not, in my opinion, these states are not doing enough to crack down. So one of the things we're going to share this morning that I love is Homeland Security has made an announcement that it looks like they're going to go ahead and allow bounty hunters. This is
Oh,
signed, sealed, and sounds like it's delivered.
Whoa,
So
really?
we're going to go ahead and get this out to the American people. There's quite a bit here to read on it.
Wow, that's huge.
Okay, so we are going to get this one first. Let me make sure I got it in place.
I don't think this has ever happened in history, has it?
I don't believe so.
Interesting.
Not like this. So here we go. Let's get this one out first. And let's make sure it's readable on our screen. If you kind of want to help read this, Julie, as I'm scrolling it down, I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Sure. Request for information, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO, skip tracing, process serving. Purpose of request for information. This is a request for information, RFI only. The Department of Homeland Security, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is conducting market research for skip tracing and process serving. As part of its marketing research, ICE is issuing this RFI to determine the estimated number of interested vendors capable of meeting this requirement. The government may use the responses by this RFI for information and planning purposes. Background: DHS ICE has an immediate need for skip tracing and process serving services using government furnished case data with identifiable information, commercial data verification, and physical observation services to verify alien address information, investigate alternative alien address information, confirm the new location of aliens, and deliver materials, documents to aliens as appropriate. See Appendix A, Statement of Work for specific requirements. Response requirements. Prospective vendors are requested to submit the following information for ICE's review. Please provide your capability and a brief summary of your solution to provide the above described requirements. Number 2, due to the size of the docket, the government is contemplating awarding contracts to multiple vendors. Do you have feedback on that approach?
I sure do. Gotta love it.
Is there a number
so right
3?
Here, there is. You know what? So what we're going to do now, I'm going to switch over to some documents that came in.
Okay.
So we can get that shared. So let me get over to the documents section. Oh, yeah, this gets a lot more better. And I think this is going to be right here. There we go. I think you already read the page 1 there.
Right.
So let's skip down to page 2.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go. The government is contemplating an indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract type with task orders. Do you have feedback on that approach? The government is exploring an incentive-based pricing structure. See Appendix B, incentive structure. Do you have feedback on the contemplated incentives? What would you recommend be adjusted, deleted, or added to the listed incentives? A rough cost estimate for the requirements listed in Appendix A, assuming a base period of 12 months and 4 12-month option periods for an initial docket size of 10,000 and increments of 10,000 up to 1 million. What pricing structure does your firm recommend? A rough milestone schedule for the requirements listed in Appendix A. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so work shall be directed to the contracting officer, Shayla Ray, via email, and the contract specialist, Jason Boudreau, via email. Yeah. Questions, well, it's saying here, must be received no later than November 3rd. Maybe they mean December 3rd. Verbal questions or requests are not accepted. Okay.
Well, this was in the works, Julie, back in November. That's why this was going.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Should have told you that.
So that's all right. So yeah, so scroll down there,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. This is just getting to be pretty huge. I mean, what they're doing.
Yes.
I mean, you guys got to figure. Here's the deal that we have, and I'm just going to kind of skip out of this. I mean, we can go on and on. I'm going to show you the information here for you guys to contact.
Yeah.
Anybody interested in signing up on this right here? I'm going to get this over to you guys. Take
So
this email
basically,
down.
what we're seeing, and then what this is, and help me comprehend for those of us that aren't currently vendors. All right, so here's the part. This is the good part up
Yeah.
there at the top. If you can get rid of that open.
Let's see if we can get rid of that part. Let's see. Did I? I'm sorry about that. I've got the wrong one there. Okay. Well, I can't go
Okay,
down any further.
that's okay.
So
So the Department of,
what
yep,
happened to it?
I don't know. It went
Well,
back
we
to your
had it there.
Gmail. It went back to your
Okay.
Gmail. So get out of that. Close that,
Okay.
please.
Let's close that one. Actually, let me just go back once. Nope, I'm out of there. Sorry about that. So, anyways, what we got going on. Let's see. I got the. Okay, is that email still up for the
No,
contact?
no.
Okay, we'll go ahead and put out there his contact information for Jason.
Jason
This
Boudreau.
is for this is everybody that wants to get involved in contracting and round up these illegals. Um, sounds like they're going to be giving out a list of 10,000 at a time that gives you their whereabouts and stuff. They need confirmation that these people are really there, and then they're going to send the units in to take them out, to take them down, not take them out. So that sounds like it's
Yeah, no. They're so that they can
yeah,
we can take the next legal step in the process.
exactly. And this is pull that back up. Give me a second, Julie. But this is where this is really important, folks. We have got to find, we have got to find a way to shut this down. And it sounds like this is going to be a great alternative. Um, and it's really leaving us not much of a choice. If you guys take into consideration that, when you have over 30 million illegals, here we go. I've got the contact again. It's back up. When you have over 30 million illegals that came through our borders over the last 4 years under the Biden administration, that's a huge amount.
Mm-hmm.
We only have Donald Trump for 4 years.
Right.
Well, now we're down to what, three and a
Three
half
and a
years, a
half.
little less.
Yep.
But if you take that into consideration, 3.5 years to get rid of 30 million illegals out of our country, that's huge.
That's huge.
There we go. Let's see
There
if we
we
can
go.
get that in.
All right.
See if we can enlarge this for everybody. There you go.
Okay, cool. I can read this. Woohoo! The Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement has an immediate need for skip tracing services. Government furnished case data will be utilized with identifiable information, commercial data verification, and physical observation services to verify alien address information, investigate alternative alien address information, and confirm the new location of aliens. So our point of contact is, again, Jason Boudreau. There's his ICE email. And then we don't have
In case people can't read that email on that screen, can you read out the email for them?
Sure,
Julie?
it's Jason, which is JASON .Boudreaux BOUDREAUX at ice.dhs.gov. So it's Jason.Boudreaux at ice.dhs.gov. .gov.
Perfect. So, anyways, I say sign us up.
I know, right?
I'll be, while we're out there in the field, anyways, reporting on this, we might as well help round them
Yeah,
up as
might as well
well.
double dip, right?
Because I'm sure this is going to have those no king protesters out there, just really pulling their hair out. But you gotta love it.
But we
But
talked about these no kings protesters yesterday. I told you if it's outside of their nap time, they're not going to be there. They got paid for this. So I ain't too worried about it, right? And
yeah.
again, they've been shipped in. They're paid protesters. This is not organic. This is
Well,
not a
Julie,
grassroots movement.
yeah, my friend Mike Grant, he's a federal arms dealer, and he trains people. He's down in California constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes down to these No King rallies, and here's all these old people down there. Not to make fun of old people, but it's almost comical. He walks on in on them right out on the street, and he's going, "Okay, it's nappy nap time. Come on, time to go home. Nappy nap." And it's just enough to crack you up watching his videos. I'll have to get a couple of them and share them with you guys. Actually, you know what? Better yet,
Let's
while we're
just
talking
do
about
it. Come on.
while
I
we're
need a
talking
good
about it,
laugh.
let me go over to Mike's Facebook and see if I can pull up one of these. It's
That's
just
hilarious.
Yeah, but it's so funny. And these old people are just looking at him like, "Yeah, you're right. It is nappy nap time." Just you gotta love it.
I
Um,
know.
I
My
don't know.
mother, my mother used to say, you might as well laugh about your situation, otherwise you'd be crying about it. So just
well,
have some fun,
well, we all need a good laugh time to time.
right?
Let's see, Mike. Let me pull up his name here.
Another thing that she would say is, our family, we put the fun in dysfunctional.
Matter of fact, here we go. I'm going to go under some of his videos. I'm looking on his page right now still. But yeah, you just got to see some of his things out there when he's out there doing it.
That's hilarious.
Like I said, let's see, find a couple of his rallies. So he's got a bunch of training videos as well on his page. Wow. Actually, this might be one of them. Let me see.
That is
No, that's
funny.
not.
But they're,
But like I said,
found them. We know what they do. They pay people to show up.
Oh yeah.
And that's not grassroots, folks. Sorry. That's not a natural element, especially when all the signs look the same, have the same sayings all across the country. You're like, it takes a while to order these things to get them to be looking, like others. And it just, yeah. No.
Right. You know what? He's got so many darn posts out there. Most of them are
probably hard to tell which is which. Yeah.
It'll take me forever to go through all of his videos, but anyways, I'll find some.
They're there.
I'll have them send me over a couple of them, and we'll get it shared out tomorrow.
There you go.
Like I said, it's funnier than hell because, watching him go in, he's going, "Oh yeah, it's nappy nap time," and the younger people are like, "Get the hell out of here." You're making the older people getting real tired on us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, they had to be back by 3:00 anyway.
Yeah.
Dinner
But
time.
I love what Homeland Security doing. I think it's great that they're hiring contractors to come into the picture to help round these guys up. This is what's well needed,
Yes.
And a lot of people disagree with me on this, and that's fine. But we've got militias all around the country. A lot of good law-abiding militias that do it by the book. I think they could even recruit a bunch of these militias around the country to step in, come on into these cities and help round them up as well. And
Well,
I think
did
that's
you
where I think.
did you
I'm
know
sorry. Say that
that
again.
did you know that initially we, the people, constitutionally were required to have a militia on
Yep.
site, and it was that every man, woman, and child basically had to. If you were of a certain age, and you guys helped me figure out the details on this, but there was a requirement that you had to commit some time to being frontline and being militia. So
Yeah.
under constitutional law, yeah, this is a real thing. But this is where the military came in and basically took that process over. But
Well,
initially, it was we the people. It stood on us, right?
well, you know what? I'm going to share something with people here in a second. So this is actually the law of the land. Most people don't know that's the law, so I'm going to go ahead and share this.
Good.
Like in Idaho, it's mandatory to be militia.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know that about Idaho, but it's mandatory. So let's get that
Mm-hmm.
shared out there. This is why
Yeah.
I'm speaking about militia this morning.
Right.
You know,
And
I think,
most state constitutions do require this.
yep.
So,
So right here, if you guys read this article from the stateofidaho.gov, so you can't say I'm just making this stuff up.
mhm, mhm.
um, let's see, here we go. So it tells you right here, under the state of Idaho, Section 1, persons subject to military duty. All able-bodied male persons, residents of this state between the ages of 18 and 45 years of age shall be enrolled in the militia and perform such military duties as may be required by law, but no person having conscientious scruples against bearing arms shall be compelled to perform such military duty in the time of peace. Every person claiming such exemption from service shall, in lieu thereof, pay into the school fund of the county of which he may be a resident, an equivalent in money, the amount and manner of payment to be affixed by law. It tells you right
Go
there, folks.
figure. Wow. Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Section 2, legislature to provide enrollment of militia. The legislature shall provide by law for the enrollment, equipment, and discipline of the militia, to conform as nearly as practicable to the regulations for the government of the armies of the United States, and pass such laws to promote volunteer organizations as may afford them effectual encouragement. This is huge, folks. I mean, why
Yeah.
are we not utilizing our militias around the country? This is the law of the land.
Right.
Section 3, selection and commission of officers. All militia officers shall be commissioned by the governor. The manner of their selection to be provided by law, and may hold their commissions for such period of time as the legislature may provide. Section 4, preservation of records, banners, and relics. All military records, banners, and relics of the state, except when in lawful use, shall be preserved in the office of the adjutant general as an enduring memorial of the patriotism and valor of the soldiers of Idaho. And it shall be the duty of the legislature to provide by law for the safekeeping of the same. Um, one
Wow.
one of the things I love down here, on if you skip down to Article 6, importation of armed forces prohibited. No armed forces, police force, or detective agencies, or armed body of men shall ever be brought into this state, which is the state of Idaho, for the suppression of domestic violence, except upon the application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened. Meaning, you can't just bring the FBI in to raid the militia or anything else like that.
Hmm.
You know,
Right.
this is the militia is set up to be a secondary line of defense for Idaho. Say your National Guard's deployed out of the country, whatever, you've got
Hmm.
to have another line of defense. Well, they've got the militia in place.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get irritated because they found out that I was a militia up in Idaho. I was part of the militia for a lot of years. I was actually
Yeah.
the commander up there. And matter of
Well,
fact,
they're about
here,
community service. They're about
yep,
community service and being there when emergencies happen.
yep.
You
So
know,
if you go back
it
a
happened in
couple years on
Missouri.
my, yeah, I'll share one of my live posts here maybe
Yeah.
tomorrow or the next day, where Janice McGeehan, the lieutenant governor of Idaho, actually had me fly out to Idaho and speak to the state capitol right there in Boise, and gave them all the updates on the border and everything else because I was down here on the borders covering all this stuff. And
Right.
so they asked me to come speak at the Capitol. And I did probably an hour presentation there at the
Wow.
state Capitol. Made a
Wow.
lot of people aware of it. After I did all these presentations, I started getting people like Senator Hart out of Idaho. He made multiple trips down to the border with me regarding the border crisis, and kept taking it back to Idaho, and just keeping people informed of what was really happening on our borders. Um,
Hmm.
and everybody kept thinking, "Oh, he's militia. He's going to be down there attacking them all." And it's like, slow down, folks. You know, I'm out here gathering intel of what's really happening. Um,
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
and people don't understand about actual state organized militia. We take orders from the governor and from our
Right.
sheriffs.
Yep.
That's the way it's supposed to operate. You don't just take matters into your own hand and say, "Round up the band, let's go get them."
Right.
There's
Right.
not to say there's not times I probably didn't wish we couldn't have done that, but
I know, right?
you know, at the same time, you know, we had laws that we had to follow. You know, chain of command that we had to follow, and
Right.
that's what it was about for us. So, if you
Mhm.
guys all want to dog on me for being militia, you know, so be it. I
Well,
was a
and
part of the
again,
militia.
but here's the thing: every state has one.
Yep.
Every state has one constitutionally. When our forefathers set up the Constitution, they put in this requirement that we have our militia. This is one of
Yep.
the reasons that keep us different from England,
Right.
right?
Well, you
Is
know,
that
people
we
don't.
continue to be
People,
armed the whole
yeah,
time.
people got to keep in mind that's what made our country what it is today. If it wasn't
Exactly.
for the militias, we wouldn't be the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's what you know.
Exactly.
That's who stepped in line and took control. And a lot of people don't know the history, but you know, if it wasn't for our forefathers and our militias, this country wouldn't be where it's at today.
Right.
Not,
Well, and it was
not,
military law that was here before anything
yeah,
else as well, right? You
right,
had to abide by something, so we had military law as well.
yeah. So you know, the thing is right now, you know, that's why I say we've got militias all around the country that are. And don't get me wrong, there's some radical organizations out there that claim they're militia,
Right.
and you know, I'm not even going to go there on that subject. But then
Right.
there's the ones that operate like out of Idaho that are upholding the laws, the Constitution, you know, the laws of
Mhm.
the land. Um,
Yep.
those are the ones I'd be actually, if I was Donald Trump, I'd actually call all those men into service as well. Um,
I
you've
think
got a
that's a
lot
most
that,
excellent idea.
yeah, you got a lot of militias that train, you know, heavily. Us out in Idaho, we train weekly. Every week we'd
Wow.
be out in the field training. Rain, snow, it didn't matter. We'd be out there training.
Yeah.
And and getting our men ready for whatever crisis we were needed for. Um,
Right.
there,
Right.
whether it was out helping the sheriff search for a convict escaped or whatever, where the sheriff's department didn't know the mountain terrain, you know they'd ask the
Hmm.
militia for help. Hey guys, can you guys you know those mountains? Help us bring this guy down. No
Right.
problem. You know,
Right.
anything to help help the law enforcement out there.
Yep.
But
Wow.
but then a lot of people go,
Because
oh,
it takes a lot of people. Yeah. But it
yeah,
takes, again, it takes a lot of people to do these big jobs. I mean, we
yeah,
so many people have been allowed to come into our country illegally. It's going to take a lot of people to locate them and get a move on. Now, one thing that I'm hoping is that maybe you can help me comprehend what's going on with the SNAP benefits, but are folks having to reapply? Because I'm hearing that the purge, having it shut down, people are having to go back and reapply to prove that A, they're not dead,
yeah,
or in 5 different locations, or you that you're an actual American citizen, right? So it sounds like they're having to reapply. What have you heard?
I I heard that there's a lot of states making people reapply. I couldn't
Mhm.
tell you on Arizona and what they're doing, but I have heard a lot out there on the different social media sites where people are saying they are having to reapply.
Mhm.
And quite frankly, if that's what they're having to do, I agree with it. I mean, if you think
Mhm.
about it, I mean,
Yeah,
look at all the legals that were getting the SNAP benefits before, and they're supposed to have them cut off now.
right.
And as
Exactly.
far as I'm
Well,
concerned,
and
not
here
just cut off, they should be shipped right out the damn door.
exactly, because once their money's gone, they got no business. They're not going to stay here. The only reason they came over was because of the financial, gains. So, what I'm hearing too is that the Democratic states are refusing to give over the numbers to Doge or federal level in order to determine who has been receiving and who needs to reapply.
Right.
But so that's interesting. So if I were in a blue state, I think I'd be knocking on some doors, making some phone calls, asking what's happening and why wouldn't people that are non-Americans need to reapply,
Right.
right? So and why aren't you changing the status that we all agreed to? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that we can do if you're in a location where things are not being done how you think properly, if they're not sharing information to the federal level like they should be, make some phone
Yeah.
calls, do a little push.
100, yeah, 100% agree with you. Um, so, anyways, for our viewing audience out there, I'm going to put the comment section up here for a second. If any of you guys would like to make a comment or call into the studio, actually, you'd have to call the other number this morning, which is 928-716-3189. Um, Evidently, I don't have my other phone out here. But anyways, if you guys would like to call in, if you got a comment on what they're doing with Homeland Security, bringing in contractors to round these illegals up, we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Or you guys can um, post your comments out here in the comments section here that I'm going to put up here, hopefully.
Well, and I'm surprised that they haven't
There you go.
done they haven't used hollered out at us for this request anyway in the first place. Like, this is the first we're hearing of it. I would have thought that they would have been
Right.
wanting to use the contractors right away, getting as many eyes as we can out there, see something, say something.
So, let's see. It looks like Patricia commented here.
Hmm.
She says, "Oh, Seth Vicious, you should check this out. ICE is looking for bounty hunters to contract out to help round up illegals. Are you interested in doing that? Doing this for a living? Help spread the word." Thank you, Patricia, for
Yeah, for
getting that
sure.
out there.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless you. We need all the people we can get to help with ICE. Um, but we've got to be able to put a stop to all this. And right now with Donald Trump, having to fight these corrupt judges that keep trying to block everything he's doing. I
Yeah.
100% with Trump taking this other alternative and saying, "The hell with you guys. We're going to go this route now." This is great. This is, and honestly, this is what it's going to take, I think, to round that many people up over the next
You
3
have
years.
to. You have to get as many people, mobilized, I would think, like you said, to get that many people picked out. I mean, there was a lot of people let in 4 years
Yep.
every day. And, they're not going to show up for their court dates. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
That's just crazy, 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 crazy. So they need
Yeah.
help.
So, anyways, if you guys want to sign up, we provided the number out there, and let me see if I still got it up here just in case. I do. So, if you guys are interested in contracting for the government, um, once again, here's the email for you, and just get that out there to everybody. Anybody that you guys know that wants to sign up, there it is.
Yep.
So
I'm sure they're
you
going
do.
to be doing a background investigation and
Oh,
some
absolutely.
all that good jazz to make sure we've got some solid people coming in. But
Yeah.
this is a good way to get your foot in the door if you've
Yeah.
been recently released.
So if you guys want to do a screenshot of that or take a picture of it, I'm going to leave it up for about 30 more seconds, and I'm going to remove that. But there's your contact information with, I believe his name is Jason. The Boutix? Is that the
Boudreaux. It's French.
Boudreaux? Sorry about that. I
Boudreaux.
can't read.
That's okay.
Okay. But anyways, you guys reach out to Jason, see if you can't get signed up. Um, I know you're going to have to definitely pass a background check, the whole 9 yards. But other than that, this is worth looking into, guys. We definitely need support out there. We need people that can get in and get the job taken care of. And again, I know this is going to make the left just pull their hair out. Gotta love it. Because, again, prime example. Here's another young girl that we just broadcasted this morning, lost her life, due to another illegal. How many more American people have got to die at the hands of these illegals? And
Yeah.
these news agencies can make it sound like, oh, it was an accident. No, it's not an accident that this illegal was in our country. Let's get that
Exactly.
part straight.
Exactly.
That was allowed in under Biden administration because this was their control of this matter.
Yep. That's right.
And these illegals are who's killing the American people. So
Yep.
don't sit there and tell me out there, anybody that wants to hate on me about this, that, it was an accident. No, none of these illegals being in our country is an accident.
Right.
So,
right. And what did you think? So on that topic, Jonathan, what did you think of Schumer yesterday when he was asked point blank, over the Epstein file things? Why didn't you guys do anything for the last 4 years? I mean, he was asked point blank, and he just sidestepped the hell out of that. I was like,
oh yeah, they don't like any confrontation. But the reality is, why didn't they do anything for the last 4 years?
exactly. They're not.
Everybody wants,
once again.
yeah, everybody wants to blame Donald Trump for all this and for why it's not out there. Well, hell, this was in the Democrats' hands for 4 years. And by the way, Donald Trump just got done pushing it. Matter of fact, they got a hearing this morning because Donald Trump did push it, saying release all the damn files. He's telling them to release it.
Yeah.
So
So do
Congress
it. If you had something on him, they would have used it already. If there was anything there, they would have used it already. So go right ahead.
Oh yeah, they would have used it back going through his election.
Yeah.
The truth is, there's so many of these damn Democrats, I believe, that's involved in this corruption that's why they haven't gotten it out.
That's right.
And then here's Grahava's daughter, the new Congress gal out here in Arizona that got elected in. Here she's trying to push for the Epstein files to be released. And it's like, Well, I hope you understand you're going to probably destroy your party, but
Yeah.
let's get it out there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I've always been about getting the files released. I think the American
Hmm.
people should know exactly who's on those lists.
Right.
Um, I'm tired of it being
Well,
hidden.
and it's not just the United States. This web is way bigger and it's
Yeah,
global. And it's
yeah,
nasty, it's nefarious, and it's got to stop, and it's stopping with us. And so it's an amazing time to be alive right now for what is being exposed and revealed and brought down. Now it's time for action, and we need to be seeing some people picked up and arrested. I really
yeah,
think it's time. We're getting to that point, and yeah, it's ugly, but we got to go through it. I think,
yep.
unfortunately.
So I'm going to see if I can't somehow share the contact under the comments section for this email as well. I think I can. Let's see. I think I got it here. So let me see if I can reply in the comments section and add this.
And while we were chatting, I found the Missouri militia units as well.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them out in
Several.
Missouri.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. We have 5 in Missouri. Well, wait.
Yeah.
5. Yes.
So yeah, you got 5 in
I'm going to
Missouri.
sign up. I'm excited. I'm going to sign up.
well, well, again, this is what I believe it's going to take, to get this job done over the next 3.5 years. And I like
Mhm.
the first step that they're taking, where they're actually allowing contractors. I think the next step would
Mhm.
be to bring in the militias to help round these
Yep.
illegals up.
Yep.
And again, bring in the legitimate ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some very non-legitimate militias out there.
Right.
Ones that
Right.
claim they're militia but are out there dancing with the
Yeah.
Rangers.
Right.
I'll just say it. That
Right.
you're qualified, good militias out there around the country. I can tell you right now, these men would be honored to step in and help. A lot of these militias are made up of veterans, people that's even served in
Mhm.
foreign wars and everything else. These guys would
Wow.
love to be able to help defend the United States of America and help
Mm.
round these illegals up and protect our homeland. And I think this would be a great opportunity for people around America to see exactly what militias are made of,
Mhm.
and how they operate. And people kept going, "Oh, militias are racist and all this stuff." Well, you know what? We've had um, black people in our militias. We've had even Hispanics in our militia that were born here in America, legitimate. No, don't go down the racist path with me, folks. So, um, again, if you got a good, honest militia that operates the way it should, you
Mhm.
know, those are the men I would have beside me fighting any day. Um,
Right. Absolutely.
they're, they're just made up of wonderful patriots and, very good, God loving veterans out there as well that serve in the militia,
Mhm.
and this is what's needed right now. And
I would agree. I agree. Yes,
again,
indeed.
you got over 30 million illegals in our country. We're I would say we're highly outnumbered
Yeah.
as far as
We really
yeah
are. We really are. And and we were out there all those years sounding the alarm, and I know at times it really felt like we were screaming it on deaf ears. Um, but
yeah
at the same time, I feel like we've also made a difference. There are
yeah
folks that didn't know what was going on until they heard you on the border, so
yeah
I think we're doing good stuff here and continuing to do good work. That's our goal. That's our intention anyway, is to present things that
right
maybe mainstream's not covering. And because they are paid propaganda, we do call them prostitutes for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. So
Right.
you want to tune into some alternative things, of course.
Yeah. But, I want to get that out there as well. I mean, that when I say we're highly outnumbered, I'm talking our Homeland Security, our Border Patrol. I know we have millions and millions of patriots around this country that would rise up to the occasion if they were given an order to do so, or given the authorization to do so, should we say.
Right.
And, again, Donald Trump is going to need this kind of help to get this job done.
Mhm.
Because, and here's something people don't want to talk about, but I'm going to say it. People, what if the Democrats get back in power in 3.5 years from now? How fast are they going to just turn everything a 365-degree
Oh yeah.
turn and undo everything that's being done right
Oh
now?
yeah. They could totally go back to reinstalling the UN application
Yep.
of depopulating us to the tune of 90 to 95% gone, right? So yeah, it could go back to that. Absolutely.
And my point of bringing that up, Julie, just to say it, like the other day, I was talking about Daniel Gutierrez down there in the Tucson sector that ran for Congress that night of his election. Not even 20% went out and voted for him, of the Republicans, because they just wouldn't get off their asses and vote. Um, and they said if the Republican Party would have stepped up that night, like they should have stepped up, we wouldn't have Grajava's daughter in office here as the congressperson. Um, Mr. Gutierrez would have won, and which we needed here in Arizona.
Mhm.
So my point is, these elections coming up, if you guys don't want to see this country reflooding it with illegals, taking the border wall back down again, if you go through my live feeds, you'll see where we've got gigantic gaps in the border wall, left and right,
Mhm.
back in under the Biden administration. If you guys want to see all that disassembled again, because they've got the wall back in place right now, except for the tribal lands. But you put the Democrats back in power, I guarantee you they're going to tear down that wall. They're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to want these illegals reflooding America.
Right.
This is why it's important that we, the people, get our butts involved, get out and vote, and keep the Republican Party in office no matter what. Because the second we lose power, folks, these Democrats are going to do us in.
Mhm.
That's my input on it. And again, that's just my input. But we've seen it before multiple times. And look what happened under the Biden administration. You can even look back at Obama, what he did in so many aspects to hurt this country.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And, is this where we want to be at here in 3.5 years? Right back to square one? This is why it's so important to get everybody involved. Get out there and do what we got to do for this country now.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and make sure you guys are getting your asses out to every vote, every campaign out there. Help get these people elected in the office that need to be elected, and just And I realize it requires getting off of the couch and getting out there and door knocking, doing whatever you got to do. But this is so important that we keep this under control to where the Democrats cannot gain that control and just destroy our country.
Yeah.
And I see that happening almost overnight. I mean, look at the reality, Julie. Look how fast when Joe Biden came in office. How fast did it take him to destroy this country?
Oh, it was immediately they just started throwing crap all over the place and not securing anything. It was very quick, very, very quick.
Yeah, I mean, they automatically started dismantling Donald Trump's wall. Automatically. I mean, I've got tons of footage of where the border wall is just laying out in the field down there. Back when I was reporting down there, where they
Oh
tore
yeah,
it
at
out.
one point weren't they selling off pieces of it for like nothing for the amount of
Yep.
of equipment that was in it, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it.
Yeah, they were selling the wall. They were selling the
you
border
know,
wall just for scrap.
well, and I'll say this. So I used to be one of those Democrats. I don't know if you know this story about me, but I was a Democrat. I was brought up that way for some reason. My mother had been the secretary to two mayors in Lewiston, Maine, many moons ago. And I don't know what happened, but somehow we wound up, I grew up Democratic. And at one point, many moons ago, I started questioning what is going on here because I was working in higher ed. And these universities were introducing these young people to just absolutely absurd concepts of more than two genders, right? And it
Right.
was, they were pushing this. And I'm like, what is going on? And it was end of March 2020. I was Trump bashing. And I had a friend from overseas said, hey, you don't want your president? We'll take him. And I was like, what in the world are you seeing that I can't see? And he was share with me. He's like, the last guy had you in 7 wars, this guy none. And I'm like, all right, keep talking. And so my point is, I did my research, I dug down, and my first question was, where in the world did the parties flip when it came to the topic of slavery? Well, guess what? It never did. It was always the Democrats
Yeah.
that were for slavery, right? And I went, what in the hell? I was given, growing up, this very tainted history of
Yep.
what the Democratic Party did, who they were, and what the Republican Party did and who they were. And so I had to put myself through an educational process to learn
History
who
class.
did
Yep.
what. And I opened my eyes and raised my hand, and excuse my French, I freaking walked away completely. And and then to dig deeper and learn that the people that have set up these arenas of Planned Parenthood in these destitute communities are Democrats as well, and they
Right.
support all of this abortion. And then I deep dive and I go, wow, there's this religion, it's called Satanism. Turns out they have sacrifice.
Yeah.
It's just so all of these things started piecing together for me. And the one thing I want to share with everybody, if you were brought up Democrat, go do your research and see who and what you have been representing, or who and what you think you have been representing, and you've been misinformed. I know I was.
Well,
So
Julie, I'll say this. If you guys have, I don't know how many of you guys have heard Aaron Lewis's Classroom Edition. Am I the only one? If you
no.
haven't, Google it and
Yes.
bring it up and listen to the song. It's got some pretty foul language in it, but I'll say one thing about the song: the man's spot on. I'd
Yep.
play it on here, but Facebook would probably say copyright infringement, blah
Right.
blah blah. So we're
We
not
should
going to
bring
play it
him
on
on.
here.
We should bring him
But
on. Maybe he'll play it for us sometime.
yeah, but when you listen to it, Aaron Lewis is spot on. All these statues that they were keep taking down and around the country and everything. These were Democrat statues. I mean, look at
Yes.
most of them were,
Yeah. Yep.
and just go to his song, listen to it. Um, it's a good awakening.
Mm-hmm.
And but either way, there's just so much going on right now with this country. You know, we're not the only ones anymore. We're in
Right.
this fight. All of us are in this fight, and this is a fight to keep this country land of the free, home of the brave. And
Absolutely.
right now, we have got to get this country back on the right track. And we got 3.5 more years to get this job done. But not only that, once we've got it done, we've got to keep it land of the free, home of the
Mm-hmm.
brave. We
Absolutely.
cannot allow this country to ever fall victim to what we've had for 4 years under the Biden administration.
Agreed.
Unacceptable.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I
and
agree.
it, in my understanding, Julie, there's going to be a lot more arrests coming up. They've got a lot of indictments getting ready to come out.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
they're exposing a lot of it. And, my $1 million question is, what's going to be done with these indictments? I pray to God these people are charged and sent away.
So my comprehension is that when the big T word of treason is brought up, that throws everything under a completely different aspect of the UCMJ, or Uniform Code of Military Justice. And
Yep.
if that's the case, treason brings with it usually a death sentence. So
Well,
this will be very interesting, but I'm very excited to see how it's going to roll next.
well, supposedly that's what they do for treason. I mean,
Yep.
it's right there
Yep.
under the military code of conduct.
Yep.
Treason's death.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
somewhere along the line, they got away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a feeling that might be soon coming back in effect.
I think you're right.
And at this point, I have to say I 100% agree with putting it back in effect.
Yep.
We got to do what we got to do. We got to quit having these thugs out there that want to destroy this country, that's turned against this country.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm concerned, they ought to be doing something with all these assholes out there burning the American flag as well.
Right.
Now they supposedly they made it a crime now, but I'm still watching Antifa do it out there on the streets left and right, and other people doing
Yeah,
it.
pick them up. Can we please start making an example? Come on. If we've identified that Antifa is a terrorist group, and that burning the flag is against the law and carries with it 1 year mandatory in jail, can we please make an example and get this ball rolling and do what we say we're going to do and follow through? Thank you very much.
Yeah. I got a better solution to it, Julie. I think if people want to burn our American flag, I personally think Donald Trump ought to get it on the books and make it law to where if you're burning our flag, we're just going to round you up and we're going to deport your ass to another country as well.
I'd be down for that. I'd be down
Yep.
for that. If you
Yep.
hate us so much, then go. Well, let us give you an exit ticket. Thank you very much. Your golden ticket to exit our country. Thank you.
Yep. Well, looks like I got my big dog coming in to say hi. Come here, Desi. Get up here. Come say hi to the audience. Come on. Get up here. Yeah. Good dog.
Hi, Bobby.
Yeah. Yep. Well, Julie, we have been on here an hour. Look, just thank you all for joining us today for our broadcast.
Absolutely.
We're going to be covering a lot more of these stories here shortly. Okay, Desi. Desi's trying to get in on the conversation. God bless all you guys out there. Thanks for tuning into our show this morning. Get this shared out there, folks. If you guys know volunteers that want to work with Homeland Security for rounding these people up and everything, we provided you guys the email, the whole 9 yards. Get signed up. The more people we can get involved, the better. And this is exactly what this country needs right now. And
absolutely.
For all you Democrats out there that are hating and everything, you know what? Get over it. Go back to your safe space corner.
Go do your research and see who did what. I mean, and you too will have your eyes opened.
Oh yeah.
So, yep.
All right,
But thanks
guys.
for
Well, God bless you. We'll be back live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Hope you guys can tune in. And like I said, just get this shared out there everywhere. We'd greatly appreciate it. And God bless all
absolutely.
you guys. Thanks for joining into our broadcast today.